What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are at about $2.05. It is a brand new day, isn't it? We've got about 20 hours left in the day here. The 18th of April as it stands. Down a little bit. This is to be expected, right? We were calling for a move down to about $2, just below $2, in fact. Something around, I think it was $1.90 to $1.96, if I remember correctly. If we're looking at the relative low to relative high, your 382 is right there, $1.98. Maybe that's what it was, $1.98. It's very common with strong moves to bounce right off the 382. I don't know if I would call this a strong move. It was rather methodical. But when I say strong move, I mean like boom, like a strong move. So I don't think this is that kind of move. It doesn't mean you can't find support at the 382. It's just more common to tip the 382 and find support on strong moves. Even still, it's pretty common to wick below the 382 and come back up and close above it. I have a hard time seeing XRP going too much below the 382 because at that rate, you're looking at a golden ratio retracement, and that's an 11% drop. Not that XRP can't drop 11%, but I don't think Bitcoin's going to drop more than like 4% from here. Right? Where do we go? I don't think we're going to go below 80K. I don't even think we're going to go below 81K. So that's a 4% drop. I have a hard time seeing XRP dropping 11% if I can't even see Bitcoin dropping like 6%. You know what I mean? So that doesn't do it for me. I have an even harder time seeing it only go to the 0.5. That just doesn't really make sense either. And on the price, it doesn't really make sense either. So going just below the 382, staying above this low, which is at $1.92. So above $1.90, $1.92 there. But yet below this 382 is what I would expect. So below $1.98, above $1.92, that might be the exact area that I was calling for on my last video. We're on Coinbase, though. It might be slightly different if you're on a different chart. Let me just see, just so I can get this right. That's the Coinbase price prediction, $1.98 to $1.92. So yeah, $1.98, $1.92, somewhere in that area. That's where I think we're going to go. You're at $2.05 now, flirting with the 236 like this. Very obvious that you're going to go down to the 382. If you were to find support here, you would have done this, but the fact that you're flirting with it like this, you're going to go, I very much do believe you're going to go to the 382. Looking at the 4-hour RSI, rejecting the 50 a couple of times. You look like you're not going to bounce off the 40, so yes, likely you go lower there as well. The lowest that I'd expect you go, and not financial advice, not a financial advisor, I just doubt it, again, for the reasons that I already said, but $1.83, $1.67, you could go below there. You haven't even technically validated this as a low, but again, I have a hard time seeing you go below this low because now we're talking about a 20% drop or more, and I don't see Bitcoin even dropping 10%, man. So let alone even 5%. So how is XRP going to drop that much? Something's going to have to be wrong with it, or likely there's nothing wrong with it. It sees a slightly higher low, a slight drop from the current price. It does not see a lower low, and really you're just getting ready to see dramatically higher prices. All right, moving up here, consolidating like this for quite some time in an area where you've generally just come up to reject. Different behavior begets different results, and I think that we're really getting set up for some phenomenal price action, you guys. I'm not going to go on with this for too long because I know by now most of you guys are fully aware of why I'm committed and convinced that we're going to see prices not just at $10, but above 10, like potentially even as high as $17 by the end of this next move. But I'm very convinced that it's going to happen. I'm I forget where I was going with that. I got a little bit distracted there because I just thought I unplugged my mic, but I didn't. So I had a little panic moment there because my mic is so damn touchy these days, man. It's my daughter's fault. She's 3, so she pulls things, she's it's not her fault, but it is her fault. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get back into the stuff here. I'm very convinced that we're going to see these prices. And I think that right now at $2.05, $2.06, this kind of area here, it's very obvious that we're going to see some expansion here. I think it's very obvious that we're going to see a move in proportion to this consolidation phase here. I mean, the last time that you saw a large consolidation phase, you moved up dramatically. This is a dramatically larger consolidation phase. Now, I don't think that you're going to move up this much overall, right? I don't think so. I don't even think you're going to move up this much, but certainly something fantastic is coming your way. I theorize that this next move, because you're breaking out of a multi-cycle consolidation phase, you're seeing new all-time highs for the first time since 2018. I have a theory, and you're in the United States Crypto Reserve, and there's all these bullish things going on with XRP right now, more so than ever. It's the same fundamentals, but better now, right? I have a feeling you're going to see the strongest, the biggest, largest, best move you've seen since 2018. That's what I think is coming your way, genuinely. Since 2017, technically. Let's say 2017. You're going to see the biggest move since then, right? If you like this candle, this 283% candle, get ready for more than that in a 2 months period, right? Like we're talking about prices. Let's see. If it happens the way that I think it's going to happen, yeah, we're talking about 500% growth, 450% growth in the course of the next 2.5 months. That's the expectation, right? And again, just showing that we're doing things differently here, consolidating like this for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, right? If we were to go down and reject like we did here or like we did here, how come it's not at all like we did back there? It's different, right? You can see it with your eyes. You can see it clearly, plain as day. If we're looking at this, I bet we can even find it back here going on a weekly basis. Let's just see if we can find an example of this, right? Looking at this here. So you found resistance in this area, right? Right here, immediately went down. Found resistance in this area and immediately you went down, right? And whenever you went down, you went all the way down here. Whenever you went down, you went all the way down here. But here you found resistance at the same area. You found support at the area that you found resistance before. Instead of going all the way down here, you went down like half as much. You found support at a prior area of resistance, right? Instead of seeing a continued move down, you got stopped in your tracks. You had a double bottom. You didn't have any double bottoms here. That's a bit different, isn't it? Slightly higher low and all that stuff. Different results beget, or different behavior begets different results. On your RSI, you bounced at the 60. You didn't bounce at the 60 on any of these other ones, right? All these kinds of things. Different behavior begets different results, and this was the time that you broke away from this zone overall. It's not the best kind of time to look at that, but it's not the best example of what I'm trying to say. It's not exactly the same thing as over here, but kind of. Let's see if we can find another example of something like that, right, happening. I'm sure I've passed up a couple, but I'm just looking here. I don't know. Maybe from a low point, not really. You didn't really have a chance there. This time it was just breaking straight through. I don't know. Nothing really. That's okay though. Anyways, guys, I very much believe that we're going to see higher prices. I don't really think I have anything else that I want to say. Weekly RSI looks phenomenal. If we look at this for what it is, you're in a nice pronounced uptrend overall, right? Higher lows, higher highs. In an area where you're looking to bounce from a higher low point here, you have higher lows in your weekly RSI, but they're basically like they're pretty damn close to each other, and yet this high is way far away. You look like you're on the top of the world right now, on the top of your launch pad, ready to go to the next target area. $10 price, $17 price, somewhere in between is the most likely. $2.05 now. I bet you're going to go down to $1.90, $1.92 to $1.98. And then from there, we'll begin to recover going into the end of this month, going into May and June. I think it's going to be a good time. So I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. $2.05 now. Yeah, I'm very convinced you're going lower. 1 hour looks sad, like you want to go lower. 4 hour looks sad, like you want to go lower. The daily kind of looks sad, but you're also at this point where you're about to break out of this, and I think that could be really good. But you can go lower and still be postured to break out. The weekly looks phenomenal. The monthly looks phenomenal. You're actually very, very similar with this monthly look here as you were back in this consolidation phase back here, right? Where you broke out of your consolidation phase, you had a pause, and then you moved up. You look very similar on the monthly RSI over here where you had a large consolidation phase, you had a pause, and then, well, I think we're going to move up, but time will tell. Nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.